Everybody, my name is David. I'm a KOK-PLAY frontier from the Genesis group. Today I want to look into KStadium CBT. All right. So it says new mainnet KStadium launch, closed beta tester application guide. So KOK released KStadium. After extensive development and verification, the new mainnet KStadium is created to solve problems of existing platforms and create better solutions for them. Existing platforms have complex problems such as high fees, unfair distribution, lack of motivation for investors, poor governance, and sluggish growth. Okay, fair enough, sure. To solve these issues, KOK successfully launched KStadium, a new consortium blockchain created by combining investment and community with the existing delegated proof of stake. Below is a Q&A, questions and answers, of KStadium mainnet to address frequently asked questions. How does KStadium work? A1. KStadium is based on a three-step cycle structure of investment delegation compensation. Investors are given governance voting rights that correlate with their investment amounts that they delegate to trusted leaders. Leaders then exercise their voting rights on behalf of users and are compensated for the fund management results. All right. How can users participate in KStadium? Representative leaders are selected and are directly involved in the governance that determines the direction of the investment funds. Profits created through investments are fairly distributed. The amount they invested correlating to the profits they receive. Fair enough, right? So you pick your representative, and your representative goes along with your recommendation. And if those recommendations produce profit, you will get a piece of the profit based on how much you invested. So you get what you put in. And obviously, because you are motivated, you have incentive to give the best advice to the representative because you're getting something out of it. Obviously, you're gonna, do the right thing and get the best investment advice. What makes KStadium different? KStadium boasts further than improved operating system, as a new ecosystem was created utilizing Medium's 15,000 per second transaction level technology. Okay. KOK is recruiting testers to conduct a closed beta test of KStadium before it is officially launched as a global service. A total of 50 pre-registrants will be selected as closed beta testers, and remarkable participants will be provided with prizes such as KOK airdrops when the service is open. So yeah, I mean, that I think is great. Once again, is stuff like this that I keep saying that KoCoin, the ecosystem is going to grow. You're going to have more people buying KoCoins, and they're going to go into KStadium. Now, with KStadium, I guess they will continue to use KoCoins. How are they going to link all the KoCoin users to the KStadium users? I'm not sure. But as you can see that here, they're really trying to integrate where, you're sometimes you feel like, well, I'm part of the ecosystem, but I feel like I have no say so on what the ecosystem does, right? The people in the management, the officers of the company, right? And here is a whole different case. Here you will have a say so, and you're gonna really think about what is best for the advice you give to the representative, because you know that there's an incentive. You're gonna get something out of the advice that you give. And so what this does is, for people who are serious about it, is they're gonna actually use the platform even more. And what they're gonna do is you use the platform even more to see the good points and the bad points of the platform, how to make it more user friendly, how to get more people involved, how to give people more opportunities. Because as you give people more opportunities and get people more involved and make people use it more, that's when the value of the currency of the ecosystem will go up. And what happens is you're going to give the right your representative leaders, you're going to give that individual, you know, the right advice in which way and how to use the funds, how to manage the funds, to develop in the right areas, to invest in the right areas for the platform in order for it to grow. So that really compensates you and gives you incentive to really dive into the platform. You know, a lot of people, they just really, let's be honest, KOK-PLAY and all these other platforms, people just really, is an investment. You might have people, they're just in there, they just throw money in there and they're like, that's it. And they might just look at the price of the tokens or coins, and they barely touch the platform. But this is a whole different situation. This is where you're getting people going beyond just buying the coins or tokens into the ecosystem, believing that the management will continue to grow and make the platform a success, which KuCoin is doing. But with KStadium, what they're doing is, you tell us which direction you want us to go, and based on that, how well those decisions were, you will be compensated for it. And so you want the highest level of compensation as possible. Well, to get the highest level of compensation as possible, you're going to actually go into the platform, utilize every part of the platform to see as good points as bad points, what needs to be, upgraded, what doesn't need to be upgraded at the moment, future plans. And that way you tell that to your representative is going to tell that to, KOK-PLAY. And with the funds that they have, they will manage the funds in the way that we give the advice. And therefore, because we become more than just some investor, but actual users of the platform, then we know, as regular people on the streets who are living daily lives, to make it, easiest to use, make it very attractive to get more people involved, to figure out ways to get people, to come into the ecosystem and sign up and become part of the KOK family, but also get involved in using the platform, because they will themselves will have the same incentives as well. And what's going to happen after that is the administrative side will actually upgrade in the right areas, instead of just thinking what's best. What you're going to have is going to be KStadium would develop in the right areas, upgrade the right areas organically. And that would draw in more and more people, in the long term, at a faster rate, to make the platform bigger, more successful, more efficient. And as that happens, you're going to see more development. And then obviously you're going to see more and more opportunities for people in the ecosystem to, benefit more, or it's going to create more job opportunities, income opportunities in the platform. And that's why this is actually brilliant. And it's stuff like this that I always say that, KuCoin, the just everything about it seems successful. It screams success from the management side all the way down, their game plan, everything they're trying to do, you know, all the business deals that they're signing up on. And, it's just, I have nothing good to say about this. It's just, now remember, I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not telling you what to do. I am telling you what I'm doing. I am staked in KOK-PLAY. I am staked in. And yeah, KStadium, actually, this sounds great. This sounds great. This is a great way to really get people involved and compensate them on good, sincere, you know, ad, input to the representatives and have those decisions move up, And so this is excellent. I think that's great. Definitely, I see a great future in this case, Mainnet. It's going to be awesome, So there you have it. That's my input in all this and how it's going to benefit everyone. All right. So once again, everyone, please stay safe out there. All right. Once again, inflation is going to continue to go up. So you should prepare. Pray for the Ukrainians and the Russians included. Remember, citizens don't start wars, politicians do. Okay? So, you might have, if you think inflation is bad for us, imagine if you're a Ukrainian or a Russian in Ukraine or in Russia right now. It's even worse. Okay, so pray for them. Pray that everything will be settled. And hopefully some kind of agreement comes to an end much sooner than later. And yeah, so please take good physical care of yourself. All right, stay healthy, eat right, exercise. Please take good spiritual care of yourself. Okay, the best thing you could do in a situation like this, in times like this, is get right with God. Get right with God first. Okay, and yeah, and take good mental care of yourself. All right. One thing about the pandemic, in my opinion, is, yeah, they saved a lot of lives with some of these restrictions, but also at the same time, these restrictions took such an economic toll that it also killed a lot of lives. And what I mean is, you have a lot of business owners who probably lost years out of their life because of their business closing down, because of they're making less money and not getting compensated for what they've lost, or not getting compensated enough. And not just business owners, but regular people just living, right? And so it caused a lot of stress. I'm pretty sure that addiction rates to drugs and drug use, rather they're illegal drugs or legal drugs like tobacco, alcohol, whatnot, has gone up. And so, the way people live their lives have went down. And so, you're not as happy anymore. Some people went bankrupt. They lost their homes. A lot of homeless people. There are more homeless people, especially like, even you like United States. You look at California, that's like maybe the 5th or 6th biggest economy in the world, just that one state alone, and they have a serious homeless crisis. And so what has that done? What that did is, you have hundreds, billions of people around the world where they're probably going to die couple months to several years, or maybe even a decade, or right away, or they from suicide or whatnot, or drug overuse, where they died earlier than how they would have died if it wasn't for such harsh restrictions. And so, I hate to say it, yes, restrictions have saved lives. But at the long run, restrictions also killed a lot of lives. and is that gray area. And you look at these restrictions. Sure, at first it made a lot of sense. It made a lot of sense because you don't know how deadly it is. It is your job to make sure that you want to keep your citizens safe. And so yeah, the restrictions at first made a lot of sense, but you continue them on for over 2 years. You probably had the data even after a year to know that instead of using it for political gains or whatever, population control, whatever the case is, who knows what it is. I don't want to get into conspiracy theories, but you should have had the data to know it shouldn't have taken till Omicron to come and start giving up, because they gave up. But what have you done? You literally killed billions and billions. You haven't killed them directly right away, but you made it so billions of people are going to lose years out of their lives. And that's still that time of life that they've lost because you overdid the restrictions on how long it'll take, how long you extended the restrictions when you could have finished it a lot sooner when you had the direct data. That really the length of the restrictions probably killed more years in life than it did in terms of people it saved. I'm going to say it again. Because they implemented these restrictions for so long that the length actually probably took away more years of life from everybody in general than the years of life that it saved. Where maybe if they would have just held on to these restrictions for whatever, a year or whatever, 8 months to 16 months or 14 months, where they would have had enough data to know that, okay, maybe we need to lighten up on these restrictions, then maybe the amount of years that they saved would have been more than the amount of years that they killed through the restrictions, because you did it for such a long time that the amount of years that you've taken away from people's lives in the long run, because you lower their quality of life through stress and having them depressed and doing drugs and going homeless and all of that, to build, everyone's life quality went down around the world, which lowers life expectancy rate, their years of life you've taken away, that those years of life adds up more than to the years of life that you saved through the restrictions. And so, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, that's just one way, trust me, Koch family, when I view things, I try to view it from all sorts of different angles, and that's just one angle that I see it. And so what I'm trying to say to y'all is be happy, because your life quality went down, and some of you didn't live or are not living as good as you did before COVID. Be happy though. All right, be happy. All right, a lot of it is mental, a lot of it is spiritual. All right, remember, guys. I'm praying for you. I'm praying for y'all in Jesus' name. I love you guys. Be happy, Koch family. Stay strong. Get those years back. The years you lost from stressing and all of that, get that back. Okay, get that back, Koch family. And if you're not in the part of the Koch family, you just listen to this. Get those years back. All right. Be happy. Stay blessed. God bless y'all. Koch on.